At least gives them peace of mind that if anything happens in that time span, they'll have coverage paid out to their loved ones. Another big stat that I always like to bring up is that 5% of all applications that are submitted today in Canada are declined. So that means about 35,000 policies annually. Think about all the revenue being left on the table. Think about your past, your experiences about your declines. Has your relationship been impacted? Were they discouraged? Did you lose the client? It's quite amazing how sometimes the client even blames the advisor for the decline, even though we know that's not the case. So very important, again, to be able to overcome that obstacle of a decline and be able to offer a secondary solution. We're going to have John talk about MIB in a second. We'll quickly look at the landscape. Where do we fit in when it comes to Canada Protection Plan and our simplified issue products? On the one side of the spectrum, you have your fully medical. On the left-hand side, full medical. This is probably your focus, most likely. This is what most advisors look at. And we're not saying don't focus on full medical, because if your client's healthy, that's the way to go. You get high face amounts, lower premium. However, there are some obstacles, paramedical, APS, MIB, may trigger exclusions, rating declines, and it could take time. Also, there is financial underwriting. For the most part, that is the way to go, especially if they are healthy. On the other side of the spectrum is we have guaranteed issue products. And remember what I said at the beginning of this presentation is a lot of the insurance companies are focusing their marketing efforts on these products. Why? Because the market is changing. But now let's take a look at what a guaranteed issue product is. When you hear the word guaranteed, what really comes to mind is that it's guaranteed. It means I don't have to answer any questions. I could get insurance no matter what kind of problems I have. But the problem with these kind of products is because everyone could qualify for them, the premiums are a lot higher. Why? Because if you have somebody that's very high risk and somebody medium risk, they get grouped together. So you have to offset that premium. So the premiums are usually quite substantially higher than a simplified issue product. In addition to that, it's only usually about $25,000 max coverage. It's basically usually for your final expenses. Even though there's no medical question, there might be a declaration of health that they might have to sign off on. And that could be a problem, and I'll talk to you in a second about why that could be a problem. It's usually deferred, meaning there's always usually a 2-year waiting period when it comes to a guaranteed issue product. And claims are a lot more risky when dealing with this kind of product. Why? Because they're not asking questions up front. So when do they ask the questions?